Well, hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee, and a very dear friend of mine has a birthday tomorrow, and we're having a birthday party for her. She turns 91. Bless her little heart. Anyway, she loves pumpkin, so I'm going to make her cake, and I'm going to make a pumpkin sheet cake with the cream cheese frosting and the pecans and the whole enchilada. So anyway, I'm going to bring you along, and I'm going to show you just how to do that, because it's so easy and it's delicious. Perfect for this time of year. So let's get busy. Okay, friends. So here we go. This is really easy to put together. And I'm going to show you, we've got 2 1/4 cups of flour. We got 1 cup of vegetable oil, 1 3/4 cups of pumpkin. We got a cup of sugar. We got 3/4 cups of brown sugar. We got a 1/3 cup of milk, 4 eggs. And in here, I've got a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I've got a teaspoon each of baking powder and baking soda, and a tablespoon of my homemade pumpkin pie spice. So let's get this going. This is nice. We're going to put in the oil, the brown sugar, and the white sugar. And we're going to mix that up really good. Now you can put this in a mixer, or you can use a cake mixer. I'm just going to use my whisk. So you just want to mix this until there's no lumps from the brown sugar. And by all means, use your fingers and smash them if you need to. You don't want any lumps. See that? Just bang them out of there. Get this mixed really good. Okay, beautiful. All right, now we're going to add our eggs. You can add them one at a time if you choose. I just put all mine in at the same time because I mix it by hand. These are big, beautiful eggs from my chickens. Very fresh. They were gathered yesterday. Alright, so we're going to break these up. And we're going to start mixing this in here. Okay, now we're going to add the milk to that, and then we're going to add our pumpkin. And don't waste any of that beautiful pumpkin. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to get that mixed up. And this cake, by the way, is for a size of like 8 by 13, a half sheet pan. My sheet pan, or my half sheet pan, is 8 by 13. And I know so many people argue with me. They argue that that's not a half sheet pan. That's what it said when I bought it. 8 by 13, 1/2 sheet pan. This recipe is for that sheet pan. Okay, we got that all filled, or all mixed in. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to whisk the spices and the powders, baking powder, baking soda, in with my flour. Okay? You're also going to need about a good teaspoon and a half. I just use a capful. A couple capfuls of vanilla. Okay? Alright, now we're going to pour the dry in there. And mix that up really good. I know she's going to love this. She told me, I told her I wanted to make her cake. And I asked her what her favorite was. And she says, I just love pumpkin. So, we're going to make her a pumpkin cake. And I know she'll love this. 91. And she's doing pretty good for 91. All right, so I got that mixed up really good. Okay, now we're going to put it in our pan. I'm going to spray my pan over my sink because I don't want a big mess. And I spray in the corners really good. Alright, so we're just going to pour this right in here. Scrape it real good. You don't want to waste none of that. Okay. Spread this around. All the edges nice and even. That's going to be beautiful. Okay, now I'm just going to give it a little. It's noisy. Let me put my foot on the bottom of my table. There we go. Now this is going to go, my oven's preheated to 350 degrees. This is going to bake in there for about, just like a cake, a regular cake, 30-35 minutes. Depending on your oven, it could be anywhere from 25 to 35 minutes. But when you insert a toothpick and it comes out clean, this cake will be done. And when this is done, I'll bring you back and I'll show you how beautiful this turns out. Okay, friends. See if that... maybe not. Well, welcome to my channel. I'm Renee. And I just brought you along with me to cook with me and we'll have a little chit chat. I'm making the party that I'm going to tomorrow for my little 91-year-old friend. She's just a doll. I'm going to make some macaroni salad because they're serving pizza and all kinds of picnic food to go with it. And I thought, you know what? I'll just take macaroni salad. Who doesn't like that, you know? Put a little bit of tuna in it. And it will be good. Where'd my lid go? There's my lid. So, we're going to get that going. And I'm going to chop up some veggies. And I need my little garbage bowl. I save all my extras for the chickens. I know I've been doing a lot of canning and a lot of preserving and stocking my pantry, and I'll tell you what, it's nearly done. And I'm excited. I'm going to show you one final time. Also, I'm going to show you my root cellar, which, remember, you know, I'll tell you when I get down there too. I don't prep for long term. It's pretty dark in here. I don't prep for long term. I prep for maybe, down in my root cellar, I might have stuff that, you know, 2 to 3 years, and that's it. But most of the time, I use everything right away, within the year. And I just keep rotating both, my pantry and my root cellar. So you'll see it. My husband today is not working, so it's raining, so they're not working today, so he's going to go down there and he's going to put another set of shelves in there for me. And when he's done with that, then I'll be able to show you the final, I needed more room, the final project there. I've used that root cellar for many, many years. But I always just stack stuff down there. I got one set of shelves in the very back, and the rest I just stack. So, it works. But those shelves will be nice down there. I used to, how I got to know this woman, years ago when I worked for, oh gosh, it had to have been about 10 years ago. I worked for, very briefly, it was after I had surgery, so I couldn't be bouncing around in the semi. So I worked for a place called Friends Who Care. And they do home care. And I could, you know, I could do that stuff. I just couldn't be bouncing around in a truck. My doctor wouldn't let me for at least 6 months. So I went there and I worked, and that's where I met Miss Dolores. And she is an absolute sweetheart. Every time I wash these, that never comes off. Anyway, I'd clean for her and cook for her and do her laundry, and she only lives about 10 miles away from me, but she was just a joy all these years. Well, she's turning 91 tomorrow. And we're going to go, what was that? We're going to go and have a little birthday party for her. So she'll probably enjoy that. She knows. It's not a surprise. She knows we're going to come visit and have a little party. Have some lunch, whatever. And she's excited for that. Now I'm making this macaroni salad, just willy-nilly. I make it different every time I make it. It just depends on what I have in the fridge. You know, so this time I'm going to put a little red peppers in there for color. I'm going to do some tuna fish in there. And onions. Some frozen, well, not frozen peas, but peas from the freezer. And I think that should be enough. That'll look nice. And a little bit of celery. I still got a nice bag of celery from my garden. And it's already cut up, so I just add it to it and it'll be nice. Well, you know what? I'm just going to add all of it because there's not much left there. Alright, and I'm not going to put this back in the fridge. We're going to cut this up and put this in there as well. So, it's been raining for the whole weekend. It rained. We wanted to get our greenhouse done, but it's been raining and thundering and storming. So we've been in the house. My husband's been home all weekend, and I know I'm driving him nuts. Oh well. So that's good. I put a lot of tuna fish in mine. I like tuna fish, and I always buy my tuna in water. I remember one time it was on sale, and I bought a whole bunch of it, and it was in oil. Oh, I can't do tuna fish in oil. I gave it all away. I think I bought 30 cans of it, and I gave every bit of it away. It's alright, it's stuck somebody's pantry. I ordered 2 new aprons from Amazon last week, so they should be here today. I love aprons, and I ruin them. I have them maybe a year, and they're just stained and trashed, and I can't get them clean. The only one that I got one that was given to me quite a few years ago, and by Marie. Marie gave me that. You know who you are. I still have it. I still use it. And my mother made me one, and I won't get rid of that for anything. I'll probably wear that till it falls apart. So I had my friend, my Amish friend, I'm paying her to make me a few aprons. And I told her I don't care what material it is. I could care less what color they are. I just love aprons. And I use them, just about all the time. I don't have one on today because that one is dirty and it's in the wash. So I don't have one to wear right now. But I do like them. So I have a couple of new ones. And then she's making me one. So I'm excited about that. I have 2 separate trash bags. One for recycling and one for my burnables. Okay, that's ready. I don't measure anything. I know I'm going to use the rest of this. I always put, a couple teaspoons to start with of my house blend. And all this is salt, garlic, and pepper. And it goes well with macaroni salad. That's mainly the reason why I put it together, is because of macaroni salad. Let's give these a stir. My family loves this stuff. Absolutely. This will be good. This is good and meaty. Lots of vegetables. And I know when I go to the deli, I've bought macaroni salad a few times. And it's always sugary. And it's like, oh no, no, no. Some people might like that. I don't. I don't want sugar in my food unless it's a dessert. I really have a hard time with that. At least to taste the sugar. Because I know there's sugar in tomato sauce and stuff, and I do put a little bit of sugar in my tomatoes, but not to make them sweet as to cut the acid flavor. So, that's what I do. Alright, let me put these right in here. I think I got plenty of these, so I can put these in my freezer. Okay. Get it. Okay, now, while that's cooking, I wanted to show you what I got from my mom. Yes, my mom passed away in May. But before she passed away, many, many, many years before she passed away, she told me that she wanted me to have her cookbook. And I was a lot younger then, probably just starting out in life, in my 20s. And I thought, never thought nothing of it. I thought, that's so far away. It's, she'll probably forget and somebody else will get it, Well, I got it. I got it the other day, and it has, I'll show it to you. This was my mom's cookbook. It's got my mother's, it's a 1956 to 62 or 58 to 62 edition. It's an oldie. My mother got this back in 1962, before I was even born, from my grandma. Got it for her. And it's so tattered. It's so old. Pages are torn out of it. But it's got a lot of recipes that are handwritten. Like my mom, strawberry cornbread. She's got recipes here. Some of these recipes, like the lentil soup, that's my grandmother's recipes. And I know my grandmother's writing, my mother's handwriting. And some of these recipes, and there's even a few of mine in here, but some of these recipes have her writing and my grandmother's writing or printing on them. Just the things that are in the cookbook. My grandma Hilda was from Vienna, Austria, and she used to make the real McCoy Viennese strudel. The stuff was to die for. So when she would make her strudel, she would make a poppy seed filling, and she would make apple, and she would also do all kinds of fruits. But her three favorites were the poppy seed, the apple, and what is it? Cottage cheese. A cottage cheese filling. And my grandmother was a tiny, tiny woman. She was probably 4'8" if we were lucky. But she would work that dough. Now, mind you, my mother and my daughter and I tried to make her Viennese strudel because we got the recipe. It's in this book. And I do have my grandmother's Viennese strudel in my cookbook, Sweets, Treats, and Yummy Eats. My mother gave me that to include that. And but we made the dough, and it took 3 of us to roll it out and, make it nice and thin, because you just got to be able to read through it. It's got to be so thin. But my grandmother would do that all on her own, and then she would, just like people roll out pizza or twirl pizza in the air, my grandmother would stretch her strudel dough that way, and she would just fling it and it would land right on her table and she'd fill it. But her table was enormous because she had 18 children and her tables were enormous. And she would have the whole table lined, and she would have different sections for different fruits, for her cottage cheese or poppy seed. And she must have kept that. Sometimes she made her poppy seed filling homemade, but most of the time she bought it ready-made. And it's got recipes on the back. And let me get my glasses. I'll show you. Okay. Maybe it won't. There you go. Right there's a German recipe. The name is German anyway. But my grandmother would keep all this. And she'd save them. So it's kind of neat. And I've just been going through it. And it's so bittersweet, you know. I miss my mother horribly. Horribly. And I go through this. And I read these recipes. And I cry. And I read. And I cry. And it's just something. And I find stuff in here that I gave my mother when I was younger that she's kept all these years. And she's got a cabbage soup recipe there. So I wanted to show you that. It's kind of neat. I gotta stir these up. Okay, those are done. I'll be right back. So that's my cookbook. And you know what? I've got recipes in here from my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother. And we'll do some of them. It'll be fun. So my macaroni is done. Let me get in here. I got up some more mayo in case I needed more. We're going to put this all in here. And of course I made just a little extra so that Mr. Wayna can have a little bit with his dinner. This mix is nice. Can you see that? It's looking good. I'm sure they'll like it. They're having like beans and pizza and chips and cheese and crackers and all kinds of picnic stuff. And I thought this would be good. And that looks good. And I know tomorrow morning, after this has been in the fridge, I might have to add just a little bit more sauce to it. Or a little bit more mayo to it. Because those noodles, I cooked them just about done. And they'll absorb a lot of that. So they'll be good. We're going to taste this. You know what? I don't have to add anything to that. That is perfect. Absolutely. Perfect, perfect. Me, I'd put a little more pepper in it, but I don't want to do that with others. So there we go, friends. I just got to package that up. Put that in a smaller dish and frost the cake and everything will be set for tomorrow. And we're going to do recipes out of that cookbook. We got more canning to do. I'm definitely going to be showing you my pantry again because my pantry really is done. There's nothing more I need to stock in it. Now the stuff that I'm canning it's filling up in there pretty fast, so I'm going to have to put some of it down in my root cellar. And I'll show you that too. As soon as my husband gets those shelves up for me and I can get stuff organized in there, I will take you down there and I will show you how that goes. And it's just a small area, but it serves its purpose. Okay, friends. Ready? Woo. I cover it up overnight with my other tray. So we are ready to frost this cake. And it's real easy to do. And I hope she likes it. I got cream cheese frosting and I just made this, so it'll be good. Okay, I just spread it all around on the edges. And I got more frosting if I need it. I always make extra. But I found some little pumpkins for this too, so I think she'll like that. We need another glob on there. When my kids were little, I decorated all their cakes. They never had a store-bought cake. I would make their cakes and decorate them. And no, I wasn't a professional, but you know what? I went into a deli one time. I needed a job. And they were hiring for cake decorators. And I thought to myself, well, now how hard can that be to decorate a cake and make it look pretty? Well, I went in there and ultimately I got the job. I was all excited. And I learned a lot from them ladies in there. But no, I'm nowhere near the professional that others are. But I like decorating cakes and just make them look pretty. Now, I'm not going to put an edge on this because I'm just not going to do that. I'm not writing on this. I'm just going to decorate it like a little fall festive with some nuts. And that's why my frosting don't even have to be perfect. It's going to be covered up with nuts and pumpkins. Now, if I really wanted this smooth, I would heat up my little knife here, and I would smooth everything down. But I don't need that. But I do need to fix the edge. Okay, good enough. All right. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to just put these pumpkins just on here, like it would be each piece, you know. kind of cute. Nothing fancy, but it makes a cute little... I don't want that pumpkin on there. It doesn't have a top. See? We're going to get him off there. Throw him in the sink and replace him. You got to at least be perfect. They're a little too close. This frosting is quite forgiving, which is nice. Okay, so we got that. Now I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of walnuts on it. It'll be a pretty little cake. You can do pecans too. I just had walnuts. And I got the macaroni salad all done. I just got to stop at the flower shop because I'm going to buy her a little plant for her birthday. And that's it. I think that makes a nice little cake. I don't want any bare spots. Okay. So there you go, friends. Is that cute or what? I love that. I think she'll like it. She turns 91. Bless her little heart. So there you have it, friends. That's how easy it is to put together a cute little fall festive cake. I made the macaroni salad. I am all ready for her birthday party. All I need to do is stop and buy that little sweetheart a plant for her birthday, and everything's done. So there you have it, friends. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you next time.